I'll tell you what you get. Call the police. Get what you fucking deserve.
All I have are negative thoughts.
I would consider myself a fan of movies, especially classics that are prevalent in pop culture and those that are highly praised by other people. Recently, in preparation for the sequel, I revisited Joker. And to be quite honest, I came away with a new perspective on it, which also made me think about the films that it was inspired by or was similar to. These films belong to a category of film I like to call male rage cinema. I would define male rage cinema as a genre of film that allows men to live out their fantasies of rebelling against the system and finally taking off their mask of calmness and complacency. Joker 2019's rollout and release was steeped in controversy about incels, male alienation, and mental health issues. When I watched it the first time, my mom leaned over to me and asked why they made Joker special ed in this one.
Hell no, man. What the fuck, man?
Which, in hindsight, was pretty fucking funny. To me, the movie made Arthur too unlikable and weird, and I think the talk show scene and the ending with the riots was the best part of the film back then. Rewatching it, however, made me realize that I came in with the wrong perspective. Arthur wasn't meant to be completely sympathetic, and the catharsis of the ending is purposeful. The entire movie, you watch someone with mental health issues deal with an abusive and manipulative mother, delusions of grandeur, and odd attempts to connect with people. It's only at the climax when Arthur is walking around in his suit, saying how he feels to Murray, and reveling in the ensuing class chaos, that you finally feel catharsis and sympathy with Arthur. This is what I missed on my first watch. Movies such as Taxi Driver, Falling Down, Joker, and Fight Club all appeal to that catharsis, to the feeling of knowing society is dysfunctional and being forced into the monotony of complacency. These characters' moralities or methods of getting what they want are irrelevant to us. It's the spiral of saying fuck you to the system and appealing to primal urges. You don't think of Tyler Durden as a cult leader who used lost men for his political war. You remember him as the masculine leader who destroyed corpo buildings and allowed men to release their pent-up emotions. We love watching a 9-to-5 man become an enemy to the government. We love watching a fed-up loner be the one to unalive child trafficking pimps. This is male rage cinema. These films delve deep into the psyche of their male protagonists, exploring the complexities of their rage and disillusionment. The video would be over if all I had to say was male rage is good or male rage is bad and toxic masculinity is bad. I have a different theory on why these movies unite and appeal to so many men. The main characters are often disenfranchised, marginalized, or oppressed, struggling to find their place in a world that seems to reject them at every turn. Through their anger, they rebel against the constraints of society, seeking to reclaim their sense of agency and identity. This is because these movies frame the issues and discrimination that other demographics face in a palatable form for the average male. Race and gender don't matter in these male rage movies, but rather class and the male experience. Regardless of all the culture war about wokeness and diversity, all these male rage cinema movies would be the same regardless of the main character's race. It's more about the scenarios and situations that the main character experiences and how they go about solving them. What matters is that we relate to their alienation, their isolation, their 9-to-5 matrix lifestyles per se. In Joker, Arthur's descent into madness reflects the alienation and frustration felt by many men, especially ones with mental health issues, who struggle to find their place in a world that seems indifferent and even hostile to their struggles. Similarly, Travis Bickle's journey in Taxi Driver exposes the isolation and disillusionment that can accompany urban life, along with the rampant crime and exploitation of women and drug addicts. I mean, it's pretty overtly shown that Travis Bickle is a prawn addict, and it even grosses out his potential love interest. But to get to the meat and potatoes of this video essay, yeah, we're in the kitchen, we're fucking cooking right now. Male rage movies also frequently do commentary on class consciousness and capitalism. In Joker, Arthur's transformation into Joker is fueled by his experiences of poverty, inequality, and social neglect in Gotham City, especially for mental health.
You think men like Thomas Wayne ever think what it's like to be someone like me? To be somebody but themselves? They don't. They think that we'll just sit there and take it like good little boys, that we won't werewolf and go wild. You finished?
His descent into violence can be seen as a response to the economic inequalities and social injustices that plague Gotham, stating how no one cares about the homeless or working class, but everyone cares about Thomas Wayne. Similarly, Travis Bickle's alienation in Taxi Driver is exacerbated by his interactions with the wealthy elite, whom he views as corrupt and disconnected from the struggles of everyday people. I think anxiety and the hatred of the 9-to-5 capitalistic rat race play a huge part too. In Falling Down, the first 10 minutes shows the protagonist having a panic attack in traffic. The funny thing about Falling Down too is that it basically plays out as a conservative wet dream. The main character kind of goes off on an adventure throughout different environments, and he just terrorizes people. Like the first scene, he terrorizes an Asian man saying that he can't speak English and that he's overcharging him. And then he comes across some Hispanic cholos and then beats them with a bat, and they run off scared. And then they try shooting him and they miss all their shots because obviously, you know. And then there's more scenes, like one is of a guy begging him for money, claiming that he's homeless, but he's obviously lying. But what's really funny is, despite the scenarios being very like racially and culturally charged and like more so conservative, during the movie the main character actually meets a neo-Nazi, and that's where he like draws the line. Like he's like, nah, I can terrorize minorities, say they don't speak English, say these Hispanic cholos are like savages, but I draw the line at a swastika. Overall, these movies provide a platform for men to release their emotions and societal frustrations, offering on-screen validation for our experiences in a world that often expects us to suppress our feelings. Themes of class consciousness and capitalism are prevalent, with protagonists rebelling against the injustices inherent in these systems and societies. Through the lens of rage and rebellion, these films empower men to challenge societal norms and advocate for change, providing a sense of catharsis and validation in the process, no matter the means. One should be careful though in where they target these negative emotions and how they act on them. But overall, ultimately, I think male rage cinema serves as a powerful medium for men to explore their own struggles and envision a more just and equitable world. And also to remind us that beneath the surface of anger lies a deeper yearning for connection, understanding, and meaningful change. If you got this far, thank you for watching. Just let me know your thoughts on this video and any ideas for the next one, and watch my other videos. If you're only into media analysis, I got some other ones, but if you're into other topics, click on whatever strikes your fancy. So thank you.